very good morning to all of you. I hope you all are doing good. Yes, so let's start our today's class. So, are you excited for our today's class? Okay, so yes, please maintain this enthusiasm throughout this lecture. Okay, students, so have you observed a magnet? Okay, so what do you know about magnet? Right, yes, so magnet attracts any iron thing towards it. Okay, so when it finds any iron thing near about it, so it will attract it. So what we call it actually? Okay, why it attracts only iron things, not we can say plastic or glasswares? Okay, because it attracts iron things, because it's property, right? So don't you think that yesterday we have done whole numbers? So whole number has also something that confined. We will confine it as, yes, this is the happen only in whole numbers, and this thing happen only in whole numbers. Do you find any need of the properties in whole numbers too? Yes. Okay. Yes, we also need properties in whole number too. So our today's topic is also based on this, and we will find in what are the properties of whole numbers and how we have to deal the real life problems. Okay. So our today's topic is properties of whole numbers. Very right, students. Yes. So one by one we will do each property of whole number. So first of all, the first property of whole number is closure property. Closure property. Yes. So what does a closure property say about whole number is that when we add, okay, I'm going to add, okay, let's have an example. Suppose I have two markers here, and if I ask you to count it, right? So what you will say, 1 and 2, so means there are two markers. Okay, and if I interchange their positions, I interchange its position, so I again ask you, what is the number of the marker I have? So you will say again 2. Yes, so this is the closure property. Understood how we will let it be? If we have 2 plus 3, 2 plus 3, so we will have a whole number here. 2 plus 3 is 5. As similarly, we have two markers. This is 1 and this is 2. When we, this is 1 and 1, right? Okay, let's have 2 in another hand. This is 2 and this is 1. 1 is also a whole number and 2 is also a whole number. When I add these two, 1 plus 2, so what we get? 3. So 3 is a whole number. Similarly, if I add 2 plus 3, then we will get 5. 2 is a whole number, 3 is a whole number. So when we add two whole numbers, we always get a whole number. So this is the closure property of addition of whole numbers. So whole numbers when added, we will have a whole numbers when added, the answer will come out as a whole number. So this is the property of closure property of addition of whole numbers. I think this is understood to everybody. Okay, let's take another example. If we have 10 plus 4, so yes, 10 is a whole number. Okay, so what about 4? It's also a whole number. Okay, so what should I write here? 10 plus 4 will be 14. And what about 14? 14 is a whole number or other thing? Yes. So 14 is also a whole number. So this property, I hope you understood. When we add two whole numbers, we always get a whole number. We understood for the addition. Now we will see for multiplication. If we have 2 and 3, 2 cross 3. If we multiply 2 with 3, 2 and 3 both are whole numbers. 6, we get 6. 6 is a whole number. Okay, very right, students. So when we multiply two whole numbers, we always get a whole number. Okay, so what about 0 into 9? 0 is a whole number or not? Whole number. Okay. So when we multiply two whole numbers, we always get a whole number. So I think this is understood to everybody. The closure property is satisfied for addition and multiplication. Let's check for the subtraction. If we have, let's check for subtraction. Okay. Okay. Now, if we have 5 minus 9, right? 5 minus 9. So what we will get? You will find that we will never subtract a smaller number from the greater. We can subtract and the answer will be negative. So minus 4 is there. And you know that minus 4 is not in the numbers which we have in the whole number collection, because whole numbers are basically what? Starting from 0 and its end point are the last digit. Okay. So now here you can see 5 minus 9 is equal to minus 4. So this is the out of the box from the whole number. So for subtraction, closure property does not hold. Okay, this is understood. Okay, then let's check it for the division. Okay, if I want to divide, let's check whether 2 is also a whole number. If I divide 2 with 0, 0 is also a whole number, but this can't be defined. This is not defined. So we can directly say closure property under division does not hold. So I hope you understood that very well. Closure property holds in addition and multiplication always. Okay, when we add two numbers, when we add two whole numbers like 2 plus 3, so we get always a whole number. When we multiply two whole numbers, we always get a whole number, right? But in subtraction and division, you will see this does not hold. I hope this is understood to everybody. So this is the first property. Okay. Now we will study about the second property of whole number, that is commutative property. The second property is what, beta? Commutative property. Okay. So let's understand it, what it is. Okay. So I have shown you the markers in the beginning of the class. Mistakenly I have used it in the closure, but that was commutative. I am going to explain it again. If I have two markers, I have one blue marker and red marker, and I will let you to count it. Okay, so you will say 1 plus 1, 2. If I change their order, okay, if I change their order and I said you to count it again, so you will say 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. So what commutative property says, it doesn't matter in addition of whole numbers if we interchange their position. So order doesn't matter. Okay, let's see. If I have 2 plus 3, so the answer will be 5. But if I want to add 3 plus 2, so again answer will be 3 plus 2. So this is the commutative property. Here what we learned actually, 2 plus 3 is equal to 3 plus 2, that is equal to 5. Or in a very simple or in general language, we can say that A plus B is equal to B plus A will be same. Right? Here you can see A plus B is equal to B plus A. Whatever will be the answer in both the conditions, that will be the same. If we interchange their order, it doesn't affect the commutative, or we can say it doesn't affect the result. Okay. So this is the commutative property under addition. Please, now we will check for the multiplication. Okay. This time I am allowing you to check for the multiplication. Okay. All the students, please check by yourself. If we have to multiply 3 cross 9, what will be the answer? And if in another case I want to multiply 9 cross 3, so what will be the answer? Tell me fast. Yes, if I multiply 3 with 9, so I get 27. If I multiply 9 cross 3, again I will have 27. So which I have written before for the addition of commutative property, here also follows. So in general what we can write, can anybody tell me? Yes, we can write A cross B is equal to B cross A. So order doesn't matter if we multiply two whole numbers. It means na, order of the numbers doesn't matter if we multiply two whole numbers. The answer will be the same in both the conditions. So this is the commutative property for addition and multiplication. So now I am going to give you another question in which you have to check by yourself whether it is satisfied for the subtraction or division. Okay. So now we will check, you will check whether it is satisfied for subtraction or not. Okay. In one case you have to subtract 9 minus 5, and in another case you have to subtract for 5 minus 9. And you have to tell me the answer. Give me your answers quickly. Yes. 9 minus 5 will be 4. Okay. What about 5 minus 9? Yes, minus 4. So in both the conditions answer is same? No. So what it means? Commutative property does not hold for subtraction. Okay? Commutative property does not hold for subtraction. As you have seen, order of the number matters here. Right? So we can't write A minus B is equal to B minus A. This is not equal. I hope this is understood to everybody, because minus 4 is not a whole number. It's an integer. Right, students? Yes. Now you will check for the division too. Okay. So I am going to give you one question. Now you have to divide 1 by 3. And in another case you have to divide 3 by 1. So in both the conditions answer will be same or not? No. Answer will not be same. Here we will get 3, but here we will get 0.999. Right? So in division also the commutative property does not hold. This is true, students? Okay, very good. So I hope you all are jotting these questions parallelly. Okay. Now I am going to ask some questions from you. Okay. So I am asking some questions verbally to you. Okay. Stand up this way. Yes. Tell me. You have to state true or false. Okay. Subtraction holds closure property, or we can say that closure property of whole numbers over subtraction is satisfied. True or false? Okay. So this is subtraction. Okay. 5 minus 9 actually. So subtraction holds for closure property of whole numbers? No. Very good. So this is false. I hope this is understood to everybody. Now we are moving to another property. Okay, students. Now the third property of whole numbers what we have is associative property. Which property, students? Associative property. Very right. Now, what do you mean by associative property? We will find. Okay. So now we have, if I am going to show you again markers. Yes, ma'am has markers. So let's see what will happen here. I have to count the markers in my hand. Okay, it's my, okay, then I have this thing. Now this time I have three options, right? 1 plus 2 plus 3. Okay, parallelly I am going to write it. 1 plus 2 plus 1. Okay, yes, so 1 plus 2 and plus 1 mark. Yes, so it's up to me. Now we will add it. So what we will do, 1 plus 2, 1 plus 2 we have 3. No? 1 plus 2 we have 3 and 3 plus 1 will be 4. 3 plus 1 will be 4. So now if I interchange there, or I can say if I wanted to change their order, 1 plus 2 plus 1. So it's up to me. If I add 2 plus 1, so here I will get 3 plus 1. So again the answer will be same, 4, right? So order doesn't matter in associative property. What is the main difference between commutative and associative property do you find here? Yes, student, I have told you commutative property very well. I have explained you what actually associative property. So now you have to give me the main difference between these two. Yes, very good, students. So commutative properties will be used when we use 2 digits or 2 numbers, and associative will be taken when we have 3 numbers. Very good observation, students. So now I am going to explain you for the multiplication also, right? If we have 2 cross 3 cross 4, right, students? So if I multiply 2 cross 3 first, so what we will get? 6 cross 4. So the answer will be 24. I am writing here 24. Now 2 cross 3 cross 4. I wanted to change the multiplication this time. So 3 cross 4 is 12 and 2 cross 12 will be 24. So in both the things you will find the answer will be same, right? So what we will write here in general, yes, any student have any guesses in general in what terms we have to write it? Yes, very good, students. You will stand and say yes. So I am going to write it in the general form. All of you jot down in your notebook also. A cross B cross C. If we have 3 numbers, so associative property will be used where we have 3 numbers. Yes, very good. So A cross B will be multiplied first, then multiply by C, or A cross B cross C, in which B cross C will be multiplied first and then multiply with A. The answer in both the conditions will be same. So this is the associative property which holds for which operations? Yes, which holds for addition and multiplication. Very good, students. So I hope associative property also understood to everybody. Now you have to give me some examples where we can use this associative property in our real life. You have to give me some examples. Yes, give me quickly the examples where you will use associative property or commutative. Okay, yes, when we go to the market and we buy something, so associative property will be used. Very good. Yes, and also commutative can be used when we buy something, when we count our currencies, right? So we will use these properties. So these properties are what? Yes, any other observations from your side? Please share with me. Yes. So these properties can be used daily by us, but we don't realize that we are using such kind of properties of whole number in our real life. Very good. So I hope everything is understood to each student. Okay. So I am going to ask some question from you. I have write two questions in front of you, but I am asking for the first one. So you have to give the answer for the first one. Here I have written A cross B is equal to B cross A. In this question you have to name the property. Which property we have used? Yes. Whether it is associative or commutative. Commutative. Okay, very good. So this is commutative property. Right, student? Okay. So now for the second one, please come to the second one. Another student, please stand up and tell us A cross B. Then multiply with C is equal to A cross B cross C. Right? So order doesn't matter here also. Okay. So yes, which property we are using here? Commutative. No beta. It's not commutative. It's associative. Commutative will be used where? When we use two numbers and single operation is there. And associative when we use three numbers and double same operation. Right? This is also multiply, this is also multiply. When we use three numbers and same operation two times, so that will be the which property, beta? Associative. Yes, very good, students. So I hope all of you have clarity about commutative property, associative property, closure property, which we have discussed for the addition and multiplication. So I hope this is understood to everybody. Okay. So in the next class we will learn about another type of property. Okay, so let's recapitulate what we have done in our today's class. Yes, students, so anybody stand up and share whatever we have done in today's class. Yes, so we have studied about the properties of whole number. So first of all, which property we have studied? Closure property. Very good. And in closure property, which operations we have find out that holds in closure property? Which operations? Yes, only addition and multiplication. Right, students? Division and subtraction does not hold the closure property. Okay. After that, which property we have done? Commutative. Very right, students. So in commutative property, what we have learned? We have learned? Yes. We have learned A plus B is equal to B plus A. Very right, students. And after that we have studied for associative property. And in associative, what we will happen? What we will see? How many operators are there? Of the same type or different type? Yes, of the same type. And how many numbers? How many times the operators we have used? 2 times. Okay. So how many numbers we have? We have 3 numbers. 3 numbers and 2 times operator. So it's up to us where we will multiply, from which side we will multiply. Right, students? Yes. So in today's class we have done this much. So I am going to give you some questions which you have to done in your notebook. Please jot down these questions from the book exercise. And now I am going to give you one activity also by which you will enjoy and learn and remember these properties. Okay. So what you have to do, it's up to you whether you want to make a chart or whether you want to make a A4 sheet. Okay. So what you have to do, you have to write the 3 properties which we have discussed in our today's class, and along with the property like this A plus B is equal to B plus A. It's up to you. You have to make a chart or on a A4 sheet, and along with that you have to give examples where you use these property in a whole day. Okay, as we have discussed, we all are using these properties in a whole day many times, but we don't bother that we are using these. So you have to jot down these properties where we have using these in a whole day. So I hope you will find out how many times you have used. Okay, so I hope everything is clear to you. If there is any query or doubt, please let me ask. Okay. So yes, I feel that you enjoy the class. Everything is clear to you. In next class, we will study about our different property, that is also a property of the whole number. So during this session, we have covered 3 properties and we are left with the distributive property. Okay, we will continue. Okay, thank you class for joining.